I fell into this trap when I was questioning a medical expert years ago when I was a young attorney that totally blew me away. You want to know what it was and why I never ever made that mistake again? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. This was a medical malpractice case, and now the defense put their medical expert up on the witness stand. And now I had an opportunity to cross-examine this doctor to get to the truth of the matter. And I asked this doctor whether he had ever testified on behalf of an injured patient before. And you know what he said? Nobody's ever asked me before. Now, why is that a bad question for me to ask? Number one, I didn't know the answer to the question. That was my bad. Number two, had I known what he was going to say, I never would have asked that question. Why? Because it made me look bad. You see, I was trying to show to the jury that this doctor was biased. I had known from doing my research that this doctor never, ever testified on behalf of an injured patient. He would always testify on behalf of the doctor or the hospital that was being sued. He turned the tables on me very quickly without me even realizing what had happened. Doctor, isn't it true that you've never testified on behalf of a plaintiff, an injured victim before? And he says to the jury, nobody's ever asked me. Well, guess what? I looked like I had egg on my face because my entire attempt to show that he was biased now blew right back in my face. And I couldn't go anywhere with that. And the doctor had the upper hand. So now, here's something very interesting. Many years later, in a different case, I had the opportunity to question this exact doctor in another medical malpractice case. Now, what happened then? Well, I knew that this doctor was coming in to testify on behalf of the defense. So what did I do? I picked up the phone, called, and asked his secretary whether the doctor would be interested in reviewing a case on behalf of an injured patient. And I took down her name, I took down her information, when I made the call, what we talked about, and she came back to me and said, I'm sorry, but the doctor does not, under any circumstance, review cases for an injured patient. Terrific. Thank you so much. Now, 2 weeks later, we're at trial. This doctor is up on the witness stand. And now I'm prepared for this question and for his answer. And I asked him at the very beginning, I said, Doctor, in all the years you've been testifying, it's been more than 20 years where you testify 4 or 5 times a year. You've only done it, according to what I can tell, for the defense. Isn't that true? Well, I've never been asked to testify on behalf of an injured patient. Really, doctor? Well, isn't that interesting? Only 2 weeks ago, I called your office and I spoke to this woman. She is your secretary, is she not? I asked her specifically whether you would agree to review an injured patient's records, and then if you found that there was a viable case, to then come in and testify on behalf of an injured patient. And do you know what she said? And he said, no, I don't. And then I told him exactly what she said, that he refused to review any records on behalf of an injured patient and refused to ever come in and testify on behalf of an injured patient. Ha! So what did he say to that? Well, I don't understand why she would say that because I'm happy to review cases, whoever sends it to me. Really? So now I'm getting into a whole argument, a whole discussion with him about what his secretary said. And who do you think the jury believed this time? The jury believed my argument this time, and they did find that the doctor was biased and in favor of only the defense in this particular case. So why do I share this quick story with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding to what happens in medical malpractice cases here in the state of New York. You know, I realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit and you've got legal questions, what I encourage you to do is, you know what I'm going to say, right? Pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.